Hello creative minds, welcome back to Style By Marvellgreg, where we share pattern drafting, sewing tutorial and everything fashion related that make fashion easy and fun. And into this project I'm going to be sharing with you how to make a 360-degree standing flare, like what to include to ensure that your flare come out standing just like you're seeing in this video. Let's get right into it, guys. So for this project we'll be making use of an African print, and we'll also be making use of a crinoline, and I'll be making use of cloth stay and also our lining. So for your fabric I have about 2 inches there, but I didn't use up to that. So I'm going to be showing you how to make do of 2 methods. So the first method is for 360-degree flare is your waist measurement divided by 6.28, which is 5. Then I added 4 inches for pleats. So if you want your pleats vary more, you can add more than 4 inches. Then for the second method is your waist divided by 4. Whatever you get, add about 2 inches or more for your pleats. You can go as well as add up to like 10 inches, depend on how pleated you want your 360-degree flare to come out. Okay, so for me in this tutorial we'll be making use of the first method. Whichever one method you decide to make use of, it's going to come out really nice. So I have my fabric here. I'm going to fold it into 4. First I'll fold it into 2, just like you're seeing me doing this video. Then I fold it again into 4 like this to get the shape. So you can see how I folded mine. So if you observe, this side that I'm pointing is extremely folded, there's no opening. That's where we're going to turn and begin taking all our measurements from. So remember I said I'm using the first method, so I'm trying to get my 9 inches like so. So I'm just giving it a curve to ensure that I get where my 9 inches is going to begin with. I'll curve the other side, then I'll mark from the center, from that center point. I'll ensure that what I have there is what I need. So I'm adding a top to this, so like an upper part of, I have about 17 inches and I want my flare to be about 8.5 inches. So I'm going to be marking 8.5 inches after my starting point for my flare. So I'm just trying to ensure that I have that 8.5 inches after my starting point. So I'm just going to mark around. What I have after marking it is about 5 inches. So I'm just going to mark it all around to meet the other point that I marked 9 inches when I was covering it at the beginning. So I was marking it all the way, then I realized that there was shortage as I got to the other side. So I tried to remark again to ensure that I have exactly 9 inches, so I don't end up having any shortage. So I went ahead to mark it again to ensure that it's extremely accurate. So try as much as you can to ensure that this part is extremely accurate, because this is where you will get it right. So just go ahead and mark it just like I'm doing. So now we're going to be making use of the first line for our waist. So I'll just mark this all around just like I'm doing here. So after marking it, I checked and I have exactly my 9 inches that I needed, and I just connected again. So next I'm going to go ahead and check again to be sure that everything is okay. Then I'll be marking my 8.5 inches that I need to attach to the top part. So I'm just going to be marking 8.5 inches. So this point, it depends on how long you want your peplum to be. You can do as long as 10 inches. It totally depends on you. I'm going to be marking 8.5 inches all the way round. This 8.5 inches is what I need to attach to the top part of my dress. So I'll mark this all the way and I'll go ahead to connect it like so. Then the next step now is to go ahead and cut out. So I'll cut it out. So at the top part I'll cut about 0.5 inches upper. This will serve as my joining allowance to the top part. Then I'll cut the down part exactly that 8.5 inches that I needed. And after doing this, the next step is to go ahead and cut on my lining piece as well. So this is what it looks like. So if you want to attach extra pleats, yours will be more than this So no, the pleats I added is not so much. So this is my lining fabric, so I've gone ahead to iron it. So I'll place what I've cut from the main fabric, and I'll ensure that I'm placing it properly. I'll fold it neatly and I'll go ahead and cut out. So before cutting out, I'm going to pin down so my fabric do not move. So I'll just pin down and I'll cut out. And after cutting this out, I'm going to go ahead and iron cloth stay on both my fabric and also my lining. So I'm ironing cloth stay on both my fabric and also my lining. So I advise you probably iron your stay on your fabric before cutting it, because it was a bit stressful including my cloth stay on it. So this is what it looks like by the time I was done including my stay. So the next step is I'm going to cut open one side of our flare. So I'll just put it together and I'll just cut one part of the flare. So the next step now is to go ahead and join the hemline. So this is what it's looking like. You can see how beautiful it's already forming. So I'm going to go ahead and join the hemline. So this point is where I'll introduce my crinoline, and I'll also introduce my hemming gum. That hemming gum will help our flare to, it will help your flare to sit properly. Like it will just help it to melt down any rough edges. To just melt it down. It's actually optional, you can do without it, but I advise you should include it. So I placed my crinoline about 0.5 inches after my flare, just like you see me do here. So I'll pin this down and I'll go ahead and stitch. We're going to be stitching this together on the machine. I'll show you how to go about it. I'll stitch all the way to the end. So this is how you're going to be stitching it. I'll go ahead and stitch, and as you're stitching, please do not drag your crinoline. Don't drag it, just let it be placed as it is. Don't drag it. So just ensure that everything is aligning, your lining and your main fabric aligns together. Just be checking it from time to time as you're stitching, and go ahead and stitch this all the way to the other end of your flare. So I'm just going to be doing this all the way to the other end, and I'll show you the next step. So this is what it looks like by the time I was done. I had excess at my lining. I'll take that out much later. So first I'm just going to go ahead and top stitch on the lining part. So I'm going to top stitch it. So just watch what I'm doing. So I'm opening it up and I'll bend it over and I'll top stitch it to the lining parts. So your top stitch to be on the lining part, not on your fabric. So I'll go ahead and top stitch neatly. Take your time, ensure that you're straightening it, like you're opening it up and straightening it. Bend it and top stitch on it neatly. Do not rush this part, just go ahead and take your time, and I'll keep doing this and I'll come back to show you the next step. So after top stitching, this is what it looks like. You can see how neat it's looking. So the next step now is to go ahead and give this a good press. So before I give this a good press, I'm going to also close the edge of the flare. So I'll just turn my fabric like so, and I'll close the edge of my flare. This is why I left about 0.5 inches before including my crinoline. So after doing that, I've gone ahead, you can see how neat it's looking. I've gone ahead to give it a good press, and this is how beautiful our flare is. So if you added extra pleats, yours will be more than this. So I'm going to be attaching it to my top. I have a tutorial on this top on the channel. So this is what it looks like. We can go ahead and pleat it. I pleated it on the mannequin, and this is how beautiful it is. And I'm also going to include it to my bustier top that I made. I have a tutorial on that bustier top with a scallop neckline. If you're interested, go ahead and watch it. I'll include the link in the description and also in the comment section pinned up, so you can view it. So this is how beautiful it looks like. So if you added extra pleats of about 10 inches, yours is going to be fuller than this. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something, and I'll definitely be seeing you in my next tutorial, guys. Bye.